The same network that once praised Senator John Fetterman as a brave, recovering hero is now airing hit pieces questioning his mental health and fitness for office. So what changed? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. But before we get into this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. So Senator John Fetterman was elected in November 2022, just months after surviving a serious stroke. At the time, conservatives raised red flags. They asked, is he truly fit to serve? His speech was impaired. He relied on closed captioning, and his cognitive responses were noticeably delayed. But what did the media say? That we were cruel, ableist, bigots, unfair. CNN, MSNBC, even major papers called it inspiring. They told us his recovery was proof of resilience, that questioning him was practically hate speech. Now fast forward to early 2023, and Fetterman checks himself into Walter Reed Medical Center for clinical depression. Again, conservatives were told to shut up. How dare you question his ability to lead? But now in 2025, MSNBC has apparently changed their minds.
The major headline here in what is a very long piece is that some of the people closest to Senator Fetterman, I mean really close, are extremely concerned about his well-being and mental health.
Yeah, that's right. It's I mean, it was a really hard story to work on, to be honest. It was a sad story. These are a lot of people who truly believed in Fetterman for a long time, and some of them have political disagreements with him now, and a lot of people want to make this all about political disagreements. But these are people who are genuinely worried about him. They had a hard time working for him, and they want to see him get back on his recovery plan. They feel like he has fallen off the recovery plan that he was on.
Basically, this is someone who had a stroke in the campaign, had to come back from that stroke and go campaign, even as he is having severe auditory processing issues as a result, which is a nightmare if you have to talk all the time. He manages to get elected, and then he checks himself into Walter Reed for 6 weeks for depression.
Right. Genuine concern. This is the same network that spent all of 2022 defending him like he was a wounded war hero, but now suddenly they care about transparency. Give me a break. This is the network that covered for Joe Biden's mental decline, that downplayed Dianne Feinstein's cognitive collapse, and also refused to talk about John Fetterman's issues. So what changed now? Simple. They don't need him anymore. Fetterman helped them hold the Senate in 2022, but now in 2025, he's starting to look like a liability for 2026. His views are becoming a little too centered. So MSNBC and other media outlets are doing what they always do. They're turning the page, softening the ground, and getting ready to push him aside. This is how Fetterman is responding to all of this. Take a listen.
And it's just a disgruntled group of people, and there's only one there. So that's the same thing. There's no new news involved for this.
The individual is a former chief of staff who has said that he's concerned about your well-being, which is why he went public. What do you say to someone like him who's concerned about? He says he's concerned about your personal well-being.
It's like, no, he's had a weird grudge, and he has threatened to do this for quite a while. And if you're really concerned about someone, you could say, hey, let's sit down. Can we talk? It's not like going to the media, and that's why somebody that has an agenda, it's like a hit piece.
So you've been public about your struggles with depression, and you had a prescription regimen of drugs to take in the aftermath of your time. Have you been keeping up with that, taking your medication?
I want to. My doctors are like, John is great, and I am on all of the plan that it's always been, and it's incredibly invasive. And why are people talking about anyone's personal medical things? It's that, I think most people would agree that's really, really invasive.
Can you explain what happened with those driving incidents? There was a reckless driving incident last year, and there was something in the concern in that article about you driving, getting behind the wheel.
No, it's like there's no news. There's no news on those things. It was an accident.
You fully plan to serve your full term here in the Senate?
Come on, of course. That's obviously. Everybody understands I was treated for depression.
He wouldn't say if he would run for re-election in 2028, said it's too early for that.
That's exactly what it is. It's a hit piece so that all Democrats could turn on him and make getting rid of him that much easier. Now, let's be clear. Mental health is real, and no one is saying that people should not get help if they need it. But the left should not confuse compassion with qualification only when it's suitable for them. See, the double standard is painfully loud. When conservatives raised concerns about Biden's health, we were smeared. We were told to shut up, look the other way, and that Biden was sharper than attack. Where was the MSNBC op-eds then? The truth is simple. The left will protect you until the end, until you have become a political inconvenience and you're no longer needed. This isn't about John Fetterman. It's about how the Democratic Party and their media allies treat human beings. They do not care if someone is sick or struggling or unfit to serve, and we saw that with Biden. But if you hold a seat that they need, they will use you like a pawn on the chessboard. Again, they did it with Joe Biden, Dianne Feinstein. Nothing about their tactics are compassionate. It's political exploitation, regardless if Fetterman was truly unfit to serve, which I really don't think is the issue now. I think it's more so the fact that his views are becoming a little bit right-leaning, because if they were concerned about his abilities, it should have been after he suffered from the stroke, not when they're prepping the exit ramp because the man that they propped up is now too politically expensive to carry. Do you think John Fetterman should step down? Is he really unfit to serve? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if honest commentary brings you value, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.